focuses on the coast. Is it more than that though? Is it more than just Mission Beach and Cardwell and those very popular places?
Absolutely. Where a lot of what we're trying to do in our strategy is to build stronger connections with our neighbouring regions.
Hello again. Yesterday I came back from a job, and luckily I came back during the day, and I thought I'd pop by my gun store and see if my new rifle was in, and also my my CZ if it had been bedded. Both jobs had been, well, the CZ had been bedded, so I grabbed that, and they said yes, your Voere is in. So I said, can I have a look? And he's opened the box up, and out came this. Now, it's not often that I'm rendered speechless. In fact, most of the people that know me would say that is probably beyond the realms of possibility, but I just looked at this and went, oh my God, that is stunning. So what it is, it's spelt Voere. They're an Austrian company. They've been making rifles for quite a long time. Now, originally, my understanding is that they used refurbished Oberndorfer Mauser 98 actions to build their first rifles. That's what I've been told. I don't know whether that's true or not. Now, a little bit of blemish in the blue. Oh no. And but now, all their actions are actually. I think that Mauser actually do make their actions for them, because Voere is actually owned by Mauser. So, and also the barrels are supplied from Germany as well, from Lothar Walther, which my understanding is that Lothar Walther barrels are really excellent. Now, I'll just do a bit of reading before I go off the rails about how fantastic this thing is. So it's got, with timeless and classic lines, the Voere model 21. So this is the model 2155. It's the base model. This is the base model, yeah. It incorporates all the features associated with the grandfather of all hunting rifles, the Mauser 98. Indeed, the 2155 is a modern day rendition of the Type B Mauser, the larger in Mauser. Voere has proved once again that when the 98 Mauser action is outfitted with a good barrel, properly bedded in a good stock, it is still one of the most rugged and reliable rifles of all time. Totally. Voere's model 2155 and model 2165 is like the deluxe model with double set triggers and blah blah blah. Anyway, has been on the market since 1965 and are based on the Santa Barbara Mauser 98 action made at the Spanish military arsenal at La Coruña in Spain, with a number of variations. While it follows the classic Mauser 98 design, it is of new commercial manufacture and not a refurbished ex-military rifle. The extractor is beveled to slip over the rim of a chambered cartridge so that rounds can be singly loaded into the magazine after the actions are received by Voere in Austria. They are smoothed up, fitted with a Lothar Walther barrel, and then blued a deep black colour. The stocks which come from Italy are dense, close-grained walnut. And I'll stop that there. One of the outstanding features of this rifle, and it only costs $1,300, which is only $200 more than my my Zastava, which the wood on that is, yeah, looks like it came off a bar stool, and there's the steel on that, you know, there's places where it's pretty rough. Whereas this thing, the wood on this, in that first footage that I showed, you really need to be up close to see just how fantastic this wood is. It's Italian walnut, and the fiddling in it, it looks like it should be on a violin, not a rifle. It is really, really stunning piece of walnut, I have to tell you. This is the nicest wood I've had on any rifle that I've ever owned. It is just magnificent. Now, the barrel does taper down quite quickly, very similar to military rifles. it's a sporting rifle. It still weighs 7 pounds because it's all metal. It's not all steel, but it's all metal. Now the bolt, so the bolt has an extractor, a claw typical Mauser 98 claw extractor, but it's slightly modified so that it actually can apparently slip. I haven't tried it. It can apparently, you can single load, which was one of the beefs that a lot of people had about the Mauser action, the controlled round feed action, is that you couldn't single load. Well, apparently this one you can, so they say. So, and everything is, there's nothing sharp or ragged. I mean, the machining is just excellent, like really, really excellent. And the bluing on this thing is, I've got finger marks all over it, but the bluing is a really beautiful gloss black without a blemish on it. I've looked all over it. It's just, I'm stunned, like really, just how beautiful this gun is and how cheap it is for what you're getting. Like in that first footage, I don't know, the light probably wasn't good enough for you to see, but the inletting on the inside of the stock, like there's no jagged fibers or anything anywhere. It's all been smoothed out inside, right? It's got a pillar at the back, and it's got the recoil lug is a big chunk of aluminium alloy that's pinned through both sides. I'm just stunned. Now the bottom metal is probably the only place with a little bit of a blemish, where the casting, there's just a few little air bubbles that got into the casting. It would appear to be a cast alloy. It's a one-piece bottom metal. Obviously the hinge isn't a part of it, but it's all, and get this, a brass follower, okay? Usually they're either plastic or a pressed piece of really pissy pressed sheet steel. No, cast brass follower, so they won't mark up your cases. And it's been there's no sharp edges on it. It's been smoothed. Oh, I tell you, and it's a one piece alloy bottom metal. I've got to tell you guys, you know, when I ordered this rifle, because back in the day, photo was, or for you people who don't know what I'm talking about, Voere, but proper pronunciation is Voere. Back in the day, these were very popular here in Australia, and I don't know, for some reason they just went out of style. I don't know what it was, you know. But I can tell you right now, without exception, that this is the most beautiful rifle that I've ever owned. It is gorgeous. The wood is gorgeous. The metalwork, like there's no now it's got a pretty much, and another reason why I got it is because it's as European hunting rifles go, and how all hunting rifles go as far as I'm concerned, it's got iron sights. The sight you can drift for windage, the rear sight, and the front sight is actually spring load. Get this, it's spring loaded, and you can adjust the front sight for elevation to sight it in. It is like there's no. It's just got a standard radius crown, hunting crown. It's just. Truly stunned by how good this rifle is for the price. $1,300. Now, obviously, I haven't shot it yet, but if it shoots anything like it looks, then. I mean, you know what? If I was getting one foot groups at 100 meters with this thing, I wouldn't care because it's so beautiful. You know, have it in the cupboard just so I can pull out and show to people and say, check this out. So the cycling is, so I haven't got any dummy rounds, so I won't do that. It's just a little bit stiff. Anyway, it's a little bit stiff, which you sort of have to expect. And, now, typical Mauser 98, when you get it all the way back, it does rattle around, but once you get it on the, you know, it's not clunky, you know, but obviously it's brand new, so, but they're quite obviously, and the ramp, there's no sharp edges on the ramp at all. There's no, sometimes when you feel inside, like those edges just there, you know, they'll be sharp and jagged. No. The attention to detail, I have to say, is exceptional. You know, this is the sort of, you know, and I don't like comparing brands, you know, especially the higher end brands. This is not a high end, the price of this is not high end. It's very reasonable. It's lower to, you know, here in Australia approaching mid-range, but it's still lower end of the market. And you know what, if you pull this out of a gun case and said, hey, check out this Seiko, I would have said, oh yeah, that's beautiful, that looks like a Seiko, should look. It's not a Seiko, it's a photo, and it's a lot less, it's not as expensive as a Seiko, and it's a Mauser 98, you know, people are obviously saying, well, there he goes off again about Mauser 98s, but seriously, if you get the opportunity at a gun store and you see one of these on the shelf, grab it and have a look at it, and just, you're going to be stunned by just, I mean, the wood. Seriously, this looks like it should be on a violin. I mean, this is a really nice walnut, you know. It's getting up there in the grades. It's not A grade, but wow. It's a stunning piece of wood. And the workmanship, the attention to detail, there's no sharp edges. You're not going to, you know, well, there's no sharp edges anywhere. Whereas, you know, a lot of the other brands, that they will have sharp edges here and there. This thing's got none whatsoever. And it's a Mauser. The trigger is, it's heavy. It's got a lot of travel in it. I'm going to have to play around with it, but, you know, I can forgive it. It is a cock on open. It's got a little bit of, it's a two-stage. It's got a little bit of give. And then there's a fair bit of travel there. I can live with that. You know, it's actually not too heavy. I would say that it's about, I'm not going to bother weighing anything, I'd say it's about, I'd say it's about 5 pounds, which is, for a hunting rifle, it's about right. Yeah, so, guys, honestly, for $1,300, you get a Mauser 98, you get a really premium piece of walnut, and I can't say much more about it. Like, really, I can't wait to take to the range and see how it shoots, because I've got a few different brands of factory ammo, and I made up some hand loads because I was actually going to buy a Remington 7600 in 270, and that sort of fell through because they just couldn't get them into the country. And then I remembered good old Voere. I saw an ad somewhere or other, and I went, hey, I remember them. They were really nice rifles. Well, guess what? They still are. They're fantastic. Honestly, I'm just rambling. I'm just gushing now because this is, without exception, I just can't believe it's only $1,300. Like, when you look at it and if someone walked in a gun store and you said to them, how much, what do you think the price of this is? And they looked at it, like had a really, really close look at it, you know, and all the features that it has, they would definitely go like, well, it's at least a couple of grand. You know, here in Australia, I would have said like, oh, probably $2.5 grand, because that is literally what you're looking at. You're looking at a $2,500 rifle for $1,300, and I can tell you right now, this is not the last photo that I will ever own. I'm going to get another one. I'm not sure what caliber, but by golly, it's just gorgeous. Maybe something exotic like a 9.3 by 62, which is actually at the gun store. The David who served me, he said because they took it out of the box to check the serial numbers were all right and matched and that. And he said when he took it out of the box, he just went, oh God, that is gorgeous. And he was actually considering getting one in 9.3 by 62, but he reckons he's got a 338 Winchester Magnum and he doesn't really need the 9.3. I'd get it anyway. So if you have not had an opportunity to handle one of these and check and have a good look at it, do it, honestly. And if you're in two minds about, oh, this photo, I wonder what it's like, I can tell you right now, the attention to detail, there is not one sharp edge anywhere on this thing. The inletting is perfect. There are no fibers hanging out anywhere like in a lot of stocks, and everything has been done to this rifle that could be done to it. The amount of time that was obviously spent in getting this to where it is would have been a lot of man hours, and I have to tell you, buy a folder. Right? It's not Voere, it's folder. Buy one. You will not be disappointed. And I don't care how this shoots, but I'm pretty sure that if it's a low tail Walter barrel, that it's going to shoot really well. You know, if I can get an inch out of this thing, man, I'm going to be over the moon. And so I will put my 5 to 30 titanium, 4.5 to 30 titanium on here to really test out the accuracy. So I can't wait to get the proper bases. So yeah, I'm just gushing. Until next time, see you later.